Welcome to Larry's Library, and it's the first Saturday of another month, and I'm joined here with my daughter Kristan, the Comic Slayer, aka the OmniCat. You're kind of
No,
letting that one go, though, aren't you? It seems like.
I mean, it's not that I'm letting it go. I don't have that channel name. So,
Right,
you know, I have a channel I'm actually putting videos on now. So we're just pushing that.
right. Maybe you need to get Jess to change the name of y'all's show. Have you thought about pushing for that? Maybe.
It wouldn't sound good. We have a whole theme song.
Yeah, that's true, and it is a really good theme song. So,
Mm,
yeah, yeah, I wouldn't let go of that. That's true.
yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. So, did y'all have any damage where you're at from last night?
Not that I know of. I was just looking around. Thankfully, it's not like some other places. There were huge tornadoes in the Midwest. For anyone who doesn't know, we were in our bathroom for like nearly an hour, probably, just like watching the radar and
Yeah.
waiting. I do hear. I mean, I don't know if is the wind still crazy where you are because like our house, like we keep hearing the wind. It is really
Well,
loud.
I haven't heard anything, but I don't really go outside very much. So,
Mm. Well, I can hear it in this room.
yeah, yeah, I don't hear anything now. But
Mm.
in fact, I need to turn off my air filter. You can probably hear it, can't you?
No,
No. Well, then
no.
I'm gonna leave it on.
Okay,
I always turn it off before these, and I forgot to do it this time.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, cool. So I see James is here.
Hey, James.
Says the wind here is very strong outside. Okay. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not too far from us, is he?
no, he's kind of nearby. So
Hmm.
I'm glad everything's okay there, though, James. I assume.
Yeah, we never lost power. It flickered maybe once or twice, but
Yeah, yeah, same. It was
yep.
all right,
And
thankfully.
what was weird is after I got done talking to you and we were watching that YouTube guy, what's his name?
Ryan Hall, y'all.
Yeah, he's like a storm chaser monitor guy,
Oh yeah,
kind of.
he's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, After I stopped watching that, I went to bed and I put the bedroom TV on antenna for 14 News. And that's an antenna I have mounted in the attic. So, it works sometimes really good and other times it just, doesn't. And it was perfect. It never stuttered. And it was crazy.
Well, good.
I don't know why, because I mean, outside it was like storms and stuff, but weird. Usually that affects it to where it just starts
Hmm.
freezing and all that.
Yeah.
Uh, Richard Howlett says, "Hope you're both well. Can't stick around, but I'll be watching everyone." Cool. So what's going on? I always ask you, and you always say, "I don't have any." Well, you got plans for your channel? I mean, I know you're
Um.
doing the weekly thing with Mary.
Yeah. Reed and I have been posting every Tuesday new videos. So the last one we did just 5 comics we think more people should be reading.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Um.
good.
Yeah, so you should check that out. I know several people have already been like, "Yeah, I didn't know any of these," which is cool because
Yeah,
we love those 5 books. So we did that. We may have a haul coming on Tuesday. By May, I mean we do. We already filmed it when we were both pretty sick, so that's fun.
yeah.
And let's see, we have several ideas coming up. So we are planning to keep a consistent like Tuesday release for Reed and I
Awesome.
videos.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Mary and I do a live show every Thursday, and that's been good too.
Um, Brandon Cash is here. Says, "Hi, Comic Slayer and Larry." Hey, Brandon.
Brandon.
Well, as always, as lately anyway, I've got a little schedule I can put up here. Um, and so far I have not missed the schedule. I know it drives you crazy. You think I'm too rigid with the schedule, but
Well, sometimes, like, I missed it because I was sick. Like, you
right,
can't do
right.
anything
I mean,
about it,
yeah, you may miss it eventually, but so this is anybody watching this kind of gets a little bit of a sneak preview when I'm ahead of what's coming up because I don't announce them anymore except on this. But all the ones in yellow I already have shot, edited, and uploaded. In case you care.
Totally care.
You're probably going to get a kick out of my top 10 comic book regrets.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I look
I
forward
mean,
to
that's
that
the
one.
closest I've come to be a negative on the channel, you know. So,
I love being negative. So
well,
also,
I
I
feel
know
like
in real life you love being negative.
exactly. I spend too much time being negative in real life, so on YouTube, I'm trying not to do that. You know.
I mean, listen, sometimes I read a book I hate and I have to talk about it. Like, if anyone
Well,
watched the last Thursday show with Mary, I have a 1-star book that I hated and I talk about
right.
it. Like, you have to, you know?
Well, I think the difference between me and you is, at least so far, is I haven't had any homework that turned out I didn't like it, and I'm pretty damn good at picking stuff I will like. You know, I'm really. It very seldom happens to where I buy something and then I don't like it.
Well, you're also like very narrow minded in your reading for the most part.
How so?
Calling you out.
Okay, go ahead. That's fair.
Well, I just think, clearly you only want to buy hardcovers. Okay.
Yes.
Which leads hardcovers are only released for books that will sell very well.
Okay, so you're saying that the fact that I'm choosing a more premium presentation means theoretically it should already be a proven thing.
No, I'm saying
Is
it's
that what you're
already a
saying?
very popular thing.
Well, I don't
That's
always like stuff that's popular. I mean,
yeah, pretty much. Like, so
really?
that's what yes, absolutely. So that's where the where I say narrow-minded reading, like that's where you're like, this is the only thing I'll read. Versus I'll go to the library and just pick something up because I think the cover looks cool. Which can lead me to my favorite book ever or the worst book ever, which is fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just have a more I think I have a more tangible grasp of how much time I have, you know?
No. See, I think that's just an excuse.
You think it's a cop out?
I think that's absolutely a cop out because you're still only reading popular things.
I don't know. I mean,
Tell me something that's not.
I guess popular is a spectrum like most things anymore, but
Absolutely. And this is just an opinion, but we could talk about it.
Well, let's do that. Let me take this down. I mean, you could look at stuff I reviewed. Most of that, or well, I'd say half of it does not have big time mass appeal.
I would disagree.
Murata the She-Wolf?
Which is an omnibus, right?
No, it's a hardcover.
Would it come out? Okay, it's a hardcover and it came out. What's the publisher?
It's
Who published it?
What was Marvel originally? It's not Marvel now. I don't remember.
Okay, it came out as Marvel though. That's what I'm talking about.
No, not.
You just said it was
edition.
Marvel originally.
Well, it was in Epic magazine, which was a Marvel magazine back in the 80s.
And published through Marvel originally. Okay, well, anything from Marvel, I mean, that doesn't count for what I'm saying. Well, okay, I read a lot of small publishers.
They call us enemy is not I would not say that has
won all the awards. It came out with a deluxe hardcover.
And I have that.
Yes, it's very popular.
Okay.
It's by a famous actor. Come on.
All right. Let me.
Also, I gave that to you for the record.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of the Bronze Age stuff that I'm into is not the most popular stuff in 2023.
Well, but it's still by very famous artists and creators, and typically through Marvel.
True. Okay, I'll give you that. So you're talking about specifically unproven talent, brand new people. That's what you're talking about.
I just made a statement of I think a lot of your reading is very narrow-minded, and I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying that's the difference in me finding things I either really don't like or I really love, because I'll just pick something up.
That I've had people accuse me of, friends of mine, one in particular says, "Oh, well, you just mainly do Marvel superhero stuff." Man, that is so untrue. If you look at my 118 videos, at least half of that is not superhero, and probably 30% of it is not Marvel.
But
So,
but the majority you're reviewing is Marvel, and the stuff that you're not is typically like Image, which is still incredibly popular.
I've done quite a few Image.
Right.
Several Image.
I just said the other stuff would be like Image, which is very popular.
Okay. Or Dark Horse, or I see
Big
what
pubs. Yeah.
Brandon Cash says, smaller publishers such as First Second are printing low amounts, generally not advertised and just not well known because it's by unknown creators and usually original stories. And I have done a couple TKOs.
TKO is hugely popular.
Yeah.
Like a real big Hollywood guy started that brand. I mean.
Okay. He clarifies that don't already have a fan following.
Brandon, you make a lot of great points. Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess that's part of the reason that most of the time I get something and I like it. And
no,
I know
I'm not even like correlate. Like, I'm not even saying there's a correlation between that. I'm just saying I have a broader, like, I'll read anything XYZ and you don't. So, and you also have like history of reading Marvel as like a kid and like growing up where like, you're going to read that old stuff and love it.
Yeah. That's true. Well, see, that's why we have the Comic Slayer channel. It's to bring balance to the Force.
If that's what people want, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. No, and that's a good point. And I also think that's why like maybe less people are watching my channel because there are less popular things being talked about, which is fine.
I like to look at the numbers sometimes, and your last few live streams have done better in the first 24 hours than my last several review videos. So,
I mean, it's a good time. If anybody isn't watching, reading update, we just talk about everything we've been reading, which I love watching those kind of videos. I generally don't love reviews. So even like the last video we did, the 5 books we think you should read, again, those are 5 books that like aren't talked about enough. We're not even claiming they're like hidden gems or whatever, but like they're just not talked about enough. And we want more people to read them. So I think that's a good one if you're looking for something like under the radar kind of, or maybe that you haven't heard of.
I really screwed up yesterday. My scanner, I don't know. It's got a problem. It's got dust and crap inside of what is supposed to be the sealed chamber, So my scans all now have a vertical line down either the middle or the side. I can move the line around, but I can't get rid of it. So I ordered another one, right? Yeah. This one, it's just an $80 Canon slim scan, exact same model I had before. I started opening the box yesterday, and right as I was ripping through the top tape, I thought, damn it, this should have been unboxed. This should have been part of the next unboxing, because that is really integral to the channel. My scans, it could have fit,
You're thinking too much about YouTube. That's what.
Hey, content, as you say. But anyway, Gabriel is here. Morning.
Hey,
good morning, Gabriel. You can eat your cereal and watch this show. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it sucks. So, has anybody out there have a flatbed scanner, get dust inside of it where it's supposed to be sealed, and what do? You just throw it away? Because I mean, I'd have to break into the chassis to clean it.
This is the nerdiest conversation you're trying to have.
Jimenez Undone. Hey guys, I just read Seven Day Eternity. I'm blown away. Never read any Remender before. Remender or Remender?
Remender.
Remender. I hear it in my head and I have it right, and then I say it wrong. Think I'll buy the upcoming Black Science Compendium. What a writer. Yeah, I've read a few things by him now, and I liked Seven Day Eternity a lot. Did not like the fill-in art at all, but I liked everything else about it.
I've read a chunk of Deadly Class, which I really liked.
You like that? Yeah, I hear nothing but good stuff. Erica Scott says, good morning. Nice surprise this early. Yep.
Hey, Eric. I like your puppy.
I do like the shoulder puppy. It's a shoulder puppy.
Yeah.
Brandon likes Jimenez, or says Jimenez Black Science is great. I love her. Remender?
Remender.
You know, there's 3 different ways you can say it.
Yeah, it's remender.
Remender. Oh, I know. I mean, I'm sure you're right. I can't, can't get it.
Words are hard.
Yep, they are. James Abel says, I use a CZUR portable scanner. I don't think I could ever be stable enough with my hand movements to use a portable scanner. I mean, I like the flatbed. I can get it stable and, but Jennifer, yes, the 2-issue fill-in art was jarring. Yes, that is probably the most positive way to say it. Jarring. I'll have to show you sometime, Kristan. You can flip through the book and see how great and Frazetta-esque the art is. And then all of a sudden, we enter this very sketchy cartoon world that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's always a bummer.
You'll probably like the art, but within that context, it just
sure
not good.
Yeah, I never really understand when they get fill-in artists that are like so drastically different.
Yeah, I mean the one I rail about all the time is Igor Corday filling in for Frank Quietly. I mean, what? They're not anything similar at all. Frank Quietly is these fine lines, right? And Igor Corday is just like an explosion of ink, and it's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it was a time thing.
Well, Jerome, I mean, all fill-in artists are.
It's almost always that, which is yet another reason why. Hold on. Okay. My mouse didn't want to work for a second. Probably batteries. Anyway, that's why an original graphic novel is better. I mean, because the time constraint just isn't there. You don't have a publisher. Hopefully, you don't have a publisher saying, "Oh, I got to have this in 30 days." I got to have this.
Oh well, I mean, there's always
and
that.
every 30 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different than like pushing out issues, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, you can just say, "Well, it's delayed," and they don't tend to want to do that with a ongoing series.
But we'll never get that with the big 3.
Well, Marvel experimented with that format arguably before anyone, with the Marvel graphic novel series, but yeah, they're not going to kill their line.
The single issue market is like too big. It's just not going to happen.
All right. Should we look at the FOMO?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. So that green right there is a big spoiler for my next unboxing because that is here, but I have not opened it yet.
Mm-hmm.
All that in green.
I didn't know you got that Catwoman book. I want to read that.
Yeah, well, I was debating about it for a long, long time, and then eventually I just, I get it.
And everything else you just haven't, you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
I heard that it was out of stock. Maybe one of the covers, but not the other. I'm not sure. I haven't looked since I got it, but Jim and his son Dunn says, I have a huge backlog of books to read. I'm reading the deluxe Something is Killing the Children next.
So good.
Yeah, that's really good.
So do you need to talk any of this out?
Do you remember why I took Dr. Aphra Omnibus off my list to begin with? Because I put it back realizing, well, why did I take this off?
Do you have the Darth Vader that goes before it?
Which one is that? Karen Gillan?
I can't remember. I'm looking at my shelf. Hold on,
I shall tell you.
Yep, that's the one. This one.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on one second. Yeah, I have that.
Then I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe just a mistake. I don't know.
I
put that back, and it's still holding on to that. What is it? 38% off, and it's not budging yet.
Well,
I'm trying to be a Kristan. I'm trying to take your tack and wait for this stuff to smoosh down some more.
Well, so I heard that Marvel printed a ton of those Omnis that are heavily discounted on IST right now, and the print runs will be less from now on. So, like, I don't know exactly the timeline of like what books are going to qualify as
So
that.
you're not sure the Kristan method is going to hold out?
No, it still could. I'm just saying, like, you're making me laugh with that. Yeah, I don't know. I've gotten several like Omnis heavily discounted. I put some on my birthday list because I was like, they're so cheap. I need them.
Well, I have a couple that I did not commit to this list that were not on it before that are going to be in a in an unboxing also, and I got hellacious deals on it.
Which, by the way, now that we're talking about this, should I go ahead and buy the Volume 3 Wolverine Omnibus for 60% off right now? You gonna convince me to do that?
Well, it's really good. I mean, I think you're getting into some of the 90s era Wolverine with that one, which isn't necessarily a terrible thing, but I mean, you know, it's 90s, but there's a lot of good art in there. There's Mark Silvestri and Adam Kubert and Andy Kubert. I think they take turns a little bit. I liked it a lot, and you'll probably love the storyline with the robot Wolverine and the little girl.
Okay.
And I want to say she's an android too. It's really cute. You'll probably like that in and of itself.
Yeah, it's been sitting in my cart, and I'm like, I should probably just get it because they just discounted that one a bit ago.
Yeah, Brandon liked Something's Killing Children, and he thinks you should get it. You got the other two.
I do have the first two. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your list still. So are you set on all these? Is that what you're saying?
I think I am. I mean, unless you can talk me out of it. Now, the Snow Angels, I'm still kind of on the fence about. I haven't really seen enough from it. I guess I need to go digging, you know.
You'll like the art, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. Now that, see, here's an example. I mean, you're saying I only like popular stuff. That's why it kind of, because within the realm of like a lot of the collected edition shows, some of the ones I like a lot are just poo-pooed all the time, like the Nova Richard Rider Omnibus. I'm totally getting that. And everybody's like, who asked for that? Who asked for that? Well, I asked for it and Omar asked for it, but
but it's getting an omnibus. Clearly enough people have asked for it. It's just within your little realm. Maybe there's people poo-pooing it.
Yeah. Well, I tried to collect that in singles before. Didn't get very far because they're very pricey, especially at higher grade. So yeah, I'm definitely getting it. I'm just trying to play the Kristan game and see if it slips a little on the price. You know?
Again, not saying it always works. I just don't care.
Jonas Undone says he's hitting us with the hard questions early on a Saturday. Who are your top 3 writers and artists in comics?
No, it's not that hard. Not that hard for me.
Brandon says he's going to answer his. My top 3 current: Jeff Lemire, Daniel Warren Johnson, Brian K. Vaughan.
It's great. Yeah, are you saying separately writers and artists or like together? Because that appears to be together, which I think is a great list. Well, I guess not Brian.
Yeah. I like Jeff Lemire's writing a lot. I'm on the last book of Descenders Ascenders. So Ascender, that's what I'm on now. Finally got that straight. But yeah, I like him a whole lot. I don't think I've read any Jeff Lemire that I didn't like the writing on. Yeah. So I don't know. You haven't read Descender yet, have you?
Yeah, I've read Descender. Okay. I haven't read Ascender.
You haven't read Ascender. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just getting into it, but I like it better than Descender.
Okay. Yeah. And Dustin's art, I really love too.
I think Dustin Nguyen's art fits better with fantasy than it does straight sci-fi.
I think it's good. It's good in that story.
Yeah. Jim Undone says separately. Okay. That helps. And James says, Larry, I don't see Iris Kelly doesn't date on your list. It came out in October.
It comes out. Yeah, you're not going to read that. So, I mean, it doesn't mean of all time. Let's clarify some more. Of all time or just like currently working? Because that's a very different thing for me. Not for me. I mean, I easily have a top 2, and they would count for writers and artists, which is Jeff Lemire and Tilly Walden. Easy top 2 for me.
Yeah.
3 would be harder. Actually, 3 probably wouldn't be harder. It's probably Kay O'Neill, who did Tea Dragon Society, among other things. The Moth Keeper just came out. I love them. So that's probably my top 3.
Well, I probably have to break mine into current, non-current. So current, I would say Ed Brubaker for writing. Probably Lemire, Brian K. Vaughan. There's 3 already, and I know I didn't cover it all. I like Garth Ennis most of the time. Yeah, that's writers. Now, art-wise, current probably be what? Dan Mora, Sean Phillips, Scott Juan Cristiano. He's only done the 1 book, but I love it so much, you know.
Yeah, Dan Mora's in my top somewhere.
Yeah,
but not in top.
But 3. Of all time, well, then you're talking for art. You're talking Jack Kirby and John Byrne and George Perez. That's probably the big 3. And writing of all time, probably Claremont, Doug Minch, Bill Mantlo. And then I could probably think of like 12 more and not be able to fit it, you know. I have top 10s covering all these, though, if anybody wants to look at that. But
yeah, I should do that too.
Yeah. Hey, that's James Abel's cue to go get my top 10 writers and artists.
James.
Yeah. Phil's Nerdyverse. Hey, good to see you.
Good morning.
Yep. Mark Spector, I am my Jake Lockley says you can take Godzilla off the list. Godzilla Half Century War is still in print in oversized hardcover and $10 less, while you pay $40 for a standard size book with only 1 extra issue. Really? Now, see, I thought that Godzilla that was coming out was oversized. That okay.
It does say well, actually, you wrote deluxe.
Yeah, I called it deluxe. Hold on a second. Try to get back to that one. I'm not good at this, you guys. Give me a second here.
He's really not.
I'm gonna write this down in a text file so I don't forget. Hold on.
Oh, your keyboard is so loud.
Because it's mechanical and awesome.
Yeah, wow. Nerd.
Okay, got that. So, Jim, this was mean of all time. Yeah. Wow. That's hard, but I do have a top 10 where I actually narrowed all that down. So, check it out. Hey, hello.
Hello.
Brandon Cash says, you got me reading every Tilly Walden book. I'm sure he's talking about you, Kristan.
Yeah. You haven't read any.
I don't think I have I?
No.
Larry, I don't see Squirrel Girl Omni has comicsplayer.com yet. She has not. But I didn't promise it, unlike some people.
Yeah, that's true.
Jim, this is what's more important to you in comics, the writing or the artist? Mine's the writer. Well, we are opposite on that because mine is the art. I cannot. I struggle with bad art. You know, getting through a book. I mean, I just stopped reading a book. James has got the link. Awesome. Thank you, James. Here's the writers. You'll probably have the artists in a minute. Mark Spector says, not according to PRH, the size is standard size in their listing. Well, I guess I didn't look at that too hard. Thank you. Yep, I think that's going to get stricken then.
Makes sense.
Yep. Okay, he's got the comic artist link now. Awesome. Thanks, James. Yeah, okay, so I can fix that one then. Now, one I need to look at hard is Blade the early years. I'm probably going to have to get it anyway because it has stuff in there from the magazine-sized horror books that I don't think are included in my other Omnis. But it is a big old humongous double dip. If you have the Tomb of Dracula, you have half of this omnibus, which I have all the Tomb of Draculas.
Yeah, right? That's wild.
Yeah. And then I guess I need to cross-reference all my horror, like Marvel horror Omnis, and see if everything is in there, because I may have all that content anyway. I don't know.
I didn't know you were going for the monster-sized Hellboy. Let's talk about that.
Well, you know, I've read some Hellboy, but I have a lot of holes in my Hellboy stuff. So I feel like that might be something I need to do, you know?
Do you have like one library edition or
I have
two?
volume 2 library edition that I got in the glitch sale at
Oh,
Amazon.
okay.
And then I have trades making up the first part, and then the 3 after. You know, the original
hmm
Mignola, John Byrne, I guess, was writing on some of it, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm never going to have all of the Hellboy stuff, but that's going to include what all of the original run, right? I think so.
Yeah, I believe so, with none of the like side stories.
Right, which that's fine. Yeah. And I think
Yep.
that Uncanny X-Men Omnibus 5, that's probably my jumping off point. You know,
Like
I
you'll
think
get
I
it
get
and
that
then
one, and then I think that's probably all I need.
well, I think a lot of that after was like filled in with other stuff too, right?
Yeah, yeah, all that Inferno and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Destroyer Duck Graphite edition. I should send you a link to that. Not that you'll care, but I want you to see it anyway because I'm excited
Yeah.
about it.
I don't know what it is.
Well, you know what Destroyer Duck is, right? I told you about
No.
that.
No.
Okay, well, Steve Gerber tried to sue Marvel for the rights to Howard the Duck in the 80s.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about this.
He did not succeed. He lost, but to pay for his legal bills, him and Jack Kirby launched Destroyer Duck with an Eclipse, and basically he was Howard the Duck, but all amped up with machine guns and shit like that. You know, I mean, they couldn't call him Howard, so they called him Destroyer Duck, and it was just a riot. It ran for like 7-8 issues. You know, all that's getting collected, the original pencils and inks, but not colored in that book, and it's oversized.
I feel like Reed would like that.
I think he would. Yeah. It's by Two Morals. You know, it's one of those small publishers, smallish. They're not that small. They're smaller than Marvel DC Image. How's that? Yeah.
Most things are.
Yeah. Lord Lucario 99. What a cool name. I like this stream. I found your videos very relaxing the past few nights. Thanks. I think you're probably talking about Kristan more than me, but appreciate it anyway.
I feel like he's talking about you.
Could be both.
I like your
the Howard Destroyer dichotomy is so funny. Yes, it is. It's awesome. I mean, I get why Steve Gerber wanted the rights to it, but at the same time, I understand why he didn't win, you know, because it was work for hire then, you know. I mean, it's just how it was.
I mean, I think it's still like that.
Well, it probably is.
A lot of aspects, yeah.
But people know going in, you know, I think now more than they did.
Well, but yeah, it was different, yeah.
Yeah.
It's still flawed.
Yeah, it's a flawed system. And they really tried hard to get him the rights. And Neil Adams was involved too. Not in that series, but I think he was, you know, he was big time into creator rights back when it wasn't that popular to do that, you know. And this might have been before he went crazy and, you know, started believing all kinds of conspiracy theories. Have you ever looked at any of Neil Adams' videos on YouTube?
Yeah. Yeah, you and I think both went through some of that.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Didn't he he was a flat earther? Yeah.
I don't think it was flat earther. I think he was a hollow earther.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. So, you see the on here, you're hearing it. Not much, right?
I mean, I think you're right as far as like Snow Angels. That's something I just recommend you read before you buy it, but you're never going to do that. So,
now another one that I found out something kind of controversial about is that Planet of the Apes omnibus I'm getting, which I am totally getting it. That is $100 for 224 pages. That's the list price.
Yeah, it's garbage.
So it's a minibus. But the thing about, you know, it's collecting the color adventures on the Planet of the Apes that Marvel put out in the 70s. And it only ran for like, I don't know, it was not that many issues, you know. But I've tried to collect, that's another one I've tried to collect. And unless you're going to pay, you know, $15-20 an issue, all you're going to get is just really low grade crap. So it's worth it to me, even at that inflated price point. I'm going to get it. Yeah.
Okay. What about the absolute V for Vendetta?
Well, I don't know much about it.
Therefore, why would you get an absolute of it?
Well, because I really like the absolute format, and I've heard nothing but good things about the seminal work. Have you read it?
I actually have not, but I'd rather watch the movie.
Yeah. And see, I have to get Ultimate X-Men Volume 2 because I had a letter printed in it, even though the letter probably won't be in it still,
Do they not keep the letters in those?
I'm not sure.
You haven't opened yours?
I have, but that was a lot of Omnis ago.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Well, I know like they don't always print letters in these Omnis, but that's, you know what? That's another great reason I love the Squirrel Girl Omnibus, because they kept all the letters.
They got them all in there.
Well, and that's modern. That doesn't usually happen with the modern ones, So that's really cool.
Okay, what else?
I
already got one I need to strike for sure.
Right, the Godzilla, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the X-Men Hidden Years? I don't know anything about that.
That is John Byrne writing and drawing, and he decided to do a series that fills in the gap between when the X-Men comic went on hiatus. You know about that, right? It got canceled. What, around 50 or 60, around in that neighborhood, it got canceled. And then it was done for so many years before it came back. And so he decided to do his own take on what happened in between there. So.
Okay, cool. Have you read the first Black Panther by Priest?
I have not, but I've read a few singles from that run and I liked them a lot. So.
Okay.
So I think I want to finish that. Brandon says, I do like V for Vendetta. I feel like the deluxe edition is fine for me. The art probably won't benefit from absolute format, in my opinion.
I'm saying like there's like a million versions of it that you can consider that are not more expensive.
William Lee's here. He's late, but he says good morning. Do you have the Hawkeye by Fraction in some other format?
Yes.
Did you love it?
Yes, but I think it benefits from the Lemire run after.
Yeah.
I mean, that's controversial, and a lot of people didn't like that part of it. But
the Lemire run,
certainly not worth $100. It's such a tiny omnibus for that.
You think so?
Yeah, a lot of people hated that price point. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, we're
it's
not
just two OHEs.
Only chumps pay that. We're not going to pay that.
Sure, but still, it's just two OHEs. Like, that's it.
They didn't throw something else in there?
No.
Deluxe edition hardcover I found for $20. We're talking about V for Vendetta, right? Or no?
Yeah, I believe so. Probably.
It might be different if I wasn't on a monthly budget. Yeah. Uh-oh. We lost Kristan.
No, I was trying to find that book, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, but it's just two oversized hardcovers for the Fraction run. That's it.
Yeah, I wonder if that Night Fever Brubaker Phillips, that's probably going to be another little small one that matches the Reckless series, I bet.
Yeah, so what are you going to do when they inevitably come out with an OHC? You're just going to throw away those standards?
Do you think it's inevitable, though? I mean, that's hotly debated. I put up a poll on my channel even to asking people what they thought about it.
They're going to throw away money if they don't.
I think so.
I guess if there's
but they keep saying no. They keep saying no when people bring it up.
But they're going to say that so you buy the hardcovers. That's also a smart business move.
Yeah.
100%. It happens every time.
Well, I got the stack sitting right there. I haven't even read it yet, but
it happened with My Heroes Will Always Be Junkies. That's now in that other book, right?
Yep. And I got rid of mine. I had bought it. I double paid for that.
It's gonna keep happening because they're like these silly people. They're gonna keep buying them, and you will. Well,
I caved and bought the small hardcovers.
And you bought the small pulp, and then they upgraded that.
Yep.
It's happened every time.
So maybe that Night Fever stays on there until I find out if it's oversized, which I bet it's not.
Yeah, I bet it's
Bastard.
not either. I mean, or smart business people.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I don't believe them when they're like, no, no, no.
I tell you, a big investment I have made in Omnis, not proven to me at all, big risk, is all of this Peter David Hulk Omnis. My God, that's a lot of money. I've got them. You know, I've got all 4 of them or 5, and now there's going to be 2 more, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, and all of that is pure unadulterated 90s. So I'm not a big fan of the 90s, but
that's why those sort of things you need to prioritize before the other ones come out. So you can read one and see if you like it.
Yeah. Well, I just keep hearing so much hype about it. You know, I really fell for the Peter David Hulk hype, you know. And I have read, to be fair, I've read his return he did in the early 2000s where he was on the title for about 10, 12 issues. Tempest Fugue, I think it was called. That was really good. I loved it. So I know I'm going to like his writing, but am I going to be able to stand the bombastic 90s art that's going to run through that, you know?
You probably won't, because I know you.
You don't think I'll like the
I don't know
huge
that you've
shoulder pads and all that
ever
goes with that?
Yeah.
I bet there will be a Criminals Omnibus. I don't know, because I mean, Criminal is already in oversized hardcovers, and they're pretty sweet. I got them, you know. Was there a discussion? Kristan's always right with IST red tag sales. Well, we kind of touched on that. We just didn't say red tag sale, but I did pick up 2 things, which I'm not going to say what it is. I'm saving that for the unboxing, so people will be surprised. But it was 2 things that I decided I didn't need, you know, that was on this big FOMO list. And then eventually I was like, you know, I can't get everything, so I took it off. And then lo and behold, it's on the red tag page for just an insane price. So I was like, okay, it's back on the list. I'm getting them. So
you should have told me.
I just went ahead and got it anyway.
I want to know what you got. Was that on the list earlier? Oh no, that's this.
Maybe months ago it was, but not the last couple weeks. No. So yeah. Yeah, that red tag sale is something. And I'm hoping that a lot of this stuff is going to get dumped on there. That's what I'm hoping.
Again,
it's the Kristan red tag gambit.
If the print runs are going down for some things, though, like potentially not,
then your system may come to an end.
It's not a system. I'm just like,
okay, your
just
hypothesis,
don't care until they're cheap.
Your hypothesis may no longer apply.
That's also not. I mean, you're putting something on this that I did not. I'm just like, I waited and now they're cheap.
Okay, all right.
I would say out of all of these, though,
yeah,
I know the Ultimate Spider-Man DMs are gone.
No, not as of last night. They're not.
Volume 2?
Yeah, it's still on my list. You want me to check again? I feel like a fool now seeing IST red tags.
You have the original cover on there.
Oh, well, maybe that's why I don't know, because
right.
Yeah, William Lee, that is exactly what we're talking about. Yeah. Let me check. I've got it in another tab here, no problem. Because I've got my wish list for IST. I just throw everything in there.
Okay, but again, you don't have the DM cover here. I'm saying the DMs are gone. Because I wanted the DM originally for the volume 2, but
okay, well, I have the regular for volume 2 on my list, and it's still there. And the Dr. Aphra cover I want, it's still there, which I want is it called Rias? The cover with just her head. That's the one I like the best.
Just her head?
Yep.
Let's see which one I got.
I like both of them, but I like that one the best.
This one?
Yep, that's the one I want.
Yep, that's the one I have.
It's still on my list, and it still isn't budging from 38%.
Well, it's also like freshly reprinted.
Yep.
This one did go out of print too.
You think it could go out of print?
No, I think it did already.
It did already.
That's the reprint you're looking
at. Well, yeah, this is the reprint I'm looking at for sure. Okay, so you're going to get Maestro then, I guess, too, aren't you?
I don't
Well,
know.
it's the continuation of Peter David's Hulk. I mean,
Well, I'm gonna read some of it and then we'll see.
okay, so you're gonna be smart about it, is what you're saying.
That's right. That's right. I have until what, June? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if any of those Omni Bros guys are right, Poo Poo and my Nova,
Are they
that
ever
should
right?
make it to the red tag sale. Hmm?
It depends on the print run. It doesn't depend on people buying it or not.
I think it depends on some shit that we just don't have access to.
I have access to this information, and I know for a fact they printed a lot of these Omnis in the red tag sale, and that's why they're going discounted, because they have so many. That's a fact.
Yeah. All right. So, which thing here do you think I'm in most immediate threat of losing it? As far as it going out of print. So, what do you think should be the next thing I do?
I
Of
don't
this
think
list?
I know that information.
The
I
Ultimate
don't,
Spider-Man? Do you think it'll go?
I don't know. I'm just saying I know the DMs are gone. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm saying I'm sad the DMs are gone because I wanted a DM.
That's the one you want. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't. I'm not good at predicting that. I don't know. I don't even know what's out of print right now. Okay. I don't know what's behind me that's out of print.
Yeah. Question for you, Kristan.
Am I saying the Marvel overprinted stuff like Wolverine Volume 3, they expected a bigger demand? I think they were just making up for all the, because we had the COVID situation, right? And then they didn't print enough, and then they printed a lot more to reach that demand that people had, and then I think now it's like leveling out. So there were already all these other books in production because, they print them out and out and out, right? Like they decide those print runs in advance. So I think they're just like putting out so much, as well as the demand is a little different now, that they're like having to figure out those numbers. But I think this is why we're seeing all these discounts, because there were just a lot more for certain Omnis.
So, which means the FOMO could return in a big way if they cut the numbers down.
I think don't try to bring that back. Like, and these are just my theories and opinions from the knowledge I have of the situation. So I could be wrong about some of this, but FOMO's back. FOMO's always there with you.
Yeah. It's coursing through the veins. Yeah.
You've got such a problem. So you could just be like me and be like, okay, if I miss it, that's fine. Like, it'll come back. They are notorious about reprinting like everything now. I can't name an Omni except for like the one that you could name that they haven't brought back, that you've really wanted or I've really wanted.
Refresh my memory.
The Tomb of Dracula, whatever volume.
Volume 2, which I paid a lot to get. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That hasn't come back, but like maybe one day.
But you can't forget we are in the golden age of reprints. If it goes OOP, it'll come back out of print.
Exactly, Brandon. That's what I'm saying.
It does seem that way, yes. Well, yeah. So they're just really putting out a lot of shit, as you can see, that I want. Marvel. They just keep hitting it, And
this is why your friends are like, you only review Marvel books, because the majority of what you review and buy is Marvel books, which is fine, but like, own it.
Well, I've never hid from the fact that Marvel's my favorite,
Well, but
I feel like the Marvel universe is my universe.
And it's not true. And it's like,
but it's not true as far as what's featured on the channel. I mean, you can just do a tally. You can.
It's still majority.
It's majority, but it's closer to half than all. So.
Is it?
I mean, even if that is maybe your fault because you gave me these books, some of them, So Still counts. You know.
That's how I get you to read other things.
Yeah.
I just give you them.
Well, I found a couple things on IST that I don't think you have, and you did not have on your list, and I got them. So taking a chance.
And what if I have them?
Well, they weren't super pricey, so
Okay.
it won't be a tragedy. It'll be just
Is it just random stuff, or is it stuff you like?
It's stuff I found randomly.
Okay.
And I was like, that's a Kristan book. That's a Kristan book. So.
All right.
And I figured out what I'm going to do because I have stuff for me in the same shipment.
Yeah,
and of course I want to do an unboxing, right?
Of course you do.
So when that box comes through, I'm going to, tag it and set it aside. And whatever day you're either going to pick up the stuff, your presents for your birthday, or we're going to give them to you, I'm going to do the unboxing on the same day. So that way I still get the unboxing video and without spoiling it for you. Pretty good, huh?
It's silly, but all right.
I told your mom that the other day, and she's like, "What? How are you going to do that?" I'm like, "It's not that hard. The unboxing videos are the quickest content I have. They don't take that long." So,
wow, can't wait.
Yeah, I know. So it'll probably be the kind of thing where I shoot it the same day, and see on those, I never release those like a different day. So those are they're not live streams, but the day I shoot them is the day they go up. So they're real to that day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've done every one of them that way. They're not canned ahead. They're,
Well, I got to ask you, so for your last IST orders, have they shipped FedEx?
Out of 3, one of them they did. The other 2, they did not.
Well, actually, you do the shipment upgraded like every time, don't you?
I stopped doing that. I used to.
Okay, good, because you're saving money. Because here's the thing, they're going to ship how they ship, but all the past IST orders I've had have shipped FedEx. They've came in like the next day or 2 days later.
Yeah.
It's always been that way, and I don't pay for shipping.
I've just had happen once or twice out of 3 or 4 times. So
the last 3 times it's been that. And
my last 2 were medium mail, but the one before that was FedEx.
I don't know why they're doing it, but I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah, when I check out at IST, FedEx is not even an option. UPS is, but not FedEx. So I don't.
It's
they must have just got some deal and they're just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon says it seems IST has switched back to all bubble wrap. The last couple I opened were bubble wrap, but then the one before that was the foam. I think it's just their supplies.
I think it's a supply thing. Also, because there's a machine that does that, and
yeah, maybe
I would imagine sometimes it's down or for maintenance. Stuff happens to it. Yeah.
Brandon says, I love watching your unboxings, Larry. You have the same happy look on your face that I have when I get books in the mail. It feels like Chris. Yeah. I mean, they're all genuine, and I pride myself on that. Those videos are real. They're not, I mean, I do hold the boxes. I'm not opening it the day I get it, but I'm shooting the video, and that's real, and the unboxing is real. I hate fake unboxings. I've seen some on YouTube for different things. And I just hate that. Where they reseal a box or it's already open and they call it an unboxing and they, I'm like, what? Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I probably watched a lot more unboxings than you have. A lot of tech stuff, a lot of the tech channels do that.
Sure.
Yeah. But so yeah, that's what it's looking like. Not a lot to report this week, I don't think, but are you surprised with all that DC stuff I got coming?
I was like, all that. There's 2 books.
3 books.
Yeah. I don't know the Batman Catwoman hardcover. I don't know what that is.
It's one of the Toms that everybody's crazy about.
Tom King, yeah.
Yeah. It's part of his run, I think. But the art is just completely fabulous looking. I mean, it took me days to figure out which cover because they're both gorgeous, Yeah, and of course it's DC, so it's a standard size hardcover. So, I'm going to rail about that for a while. But the Catwoman is not, huh?
So why would you buy it then?
Because the art looks so breathtaking. I got to have it.
You got to have it because you have so much that you haven't read.
Yeah. The art gets me, you know.
I don't know. Can't relate.
Brandon says, yours definitely feel real. I know what you're saying for sure. Yeah, thanks. He knows what I'm talking about. A lot of fake unboxings out there. Don't watch those.
So silly.
But now the Catwoman Lonely City is oversized from what I understand.
Yeah, isn't that like a Black Label book?
I think it is.
Yeah,
Probably
so
is.
it's like wide and it's bigger.
Yeah, it's good size. And the Adam Strange is also, I think it's oversized, pretty sure. But I don't think it's Black Label. It's one of those weird ones that managed to get an oversized treatment anyway. You know.
Okay.
You haven't read any Adam Strange ever, have you?
No, didn't even know that was DC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I see. There's 3 DC books. Look at that.
Interesting.
Hopefully, I'm going to like that. I like that character a lot, but there's some 90s stuff inside there, too. But there's like 3 different decades of Adam Strange in this one volume. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
He's kind of like a Flash Gordon-esque kind of, Silver Age sci-fi kind of character, I guess you might say. But in the DC universe. You know, he's got a jetpack he flies around with and whatnot.
Was Carmen the book that y'all landed on for the next show?
I don't think the poll is done yet.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're hoping. That's what me and Jess are hoping, I think. I don't know. I don't want to quote him, but
Because we, haven't heard Jess talk about that book yet.
well, I don't think he's done a formal review, has he? He's just talked about it a lot.
No, I think he has.
Has he? Okay.
Yeah. What's
Maybe.
funny is like all the book clubs, not all of them, but certainly the last one.
It just started.
No, I mean the last book club. I'm like, Jess and I did a whole show about Scurry. Like, I don't understand.
And I did
the
one.
thing.
I did one also.
And so did he. He did his own.
Right. Well, the premise with the book club is everybody is agreeing to read it. So people show up in the chat that have read it, and some of them for the first time, and we talk about it.
Well, theoretically, that's how our video was too. We were like, we're going to read Scurry next time.
Oh, yeah? Oh, well, I don't know. I didn't come up with the premise. It just sort of happened organically one night.
It just makes me laugh, though, like every time.
Okay. Well, what else you got going on?
I don't know. I don't know. I will be on Justice Channel later.
Yeah. Is that today?
Yep. Noon Central, 1 Eastern.
Okay. So not long at all. You're just going to stay in front of camera all day.
I mean, not all day, but yeah. Well, on his channel, probably all day.
Yeah.
It goes on. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Let me see. Put my schedule back up again here. So you know about my regret video. I told you about that. Did you know I did a desk area tour?
I mean, I know now.
You didn't know before. Okay.
I don't think you told me that.
First time I've ever showed the desk. Well, I've showed a couple stills before, but community tab. I think I put some there. And my top 10 for next month is covers from 1968, the year I was born. So that was really hard because I don't like all that much Silver Age, you know what I mean? So I had to pick, and I decided I would only pick ones that I actually own, even if it's a reprint. So
you didn't want to put that up during your birthday week?
Well, the top 10s are the first Tuesday of each month. So that'll be the first Tuesday of May. So
okay.
Because it's top 10 Tuesday. I know.
Okay.
You think my stuff is dumb.
I just think it's silly. You're so rigid on that. I just think it's so silly.
It's a schedule.
It's silly.
Okay. Brandon says he picked up Mark Waid's The Flash Omni for 62 shipped on Whatnot. Have a cover of 150. Have you looked at Whatnot yet, Kristan? Because I keep seeing references to it, but I've never looked at it.
No, I mean, I glanced at it once a long time ago, and I was like, I'm not interested. So
So
no,
what
I
is it
haven't really
exactly? Is it
dove into
is
it.
it an auction site?
From what I've seen, it's a lot of auction site. I don't know. Brandon will be able to tell us more. But
Yeah,
that's
tell
what
us about.
I see a lot of like single issues being thrown up on there.
Yeah, explain what whatnot is, Brandon. Go ahead.
Tell us what Google can tell us, please.
Yeah,
Be our Google.
you see my big stack of stuff back there?
Yeah, what is that?
Well, it is Savage Avengers. It's Moon Knight Volume 2. It's all the Brubaker Reckless books. Those are on top. House of M, Omni. The Iron Fist Fraction Brubaker Omni. So, and there's The Thing, Volume 1. And I think some of the Descender books are in there because I'm on the last book. I'm on Ascender now. And I'm hoping I'll get that read soon so I can get a review for all three. I'm going to just do it all in one video. Think that'd be good?
Why not?
Yep. And then some of those books, like the Moon Knight Volume 2, I'm not actually going to read. I mean, I'm going to look through and look at the content I've not seen before, but, just haven't done that yet. Now I hear the wind out there. Pretty good.
Oh, it's been bad here.
Okay. Brandon Cash says it was from OPB. Is Whatnot all OPB, or is it a platform for anyone? And I think it's a platform, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. It's a live streaming service to sell, buy a lot of pop culture things, from cards to pops to books, sneakers, etc. Says Brandon Cash. We should probably look into that, Kristan.
Yeah, should I?
No.
Do I need another platform where I can buy stuff? You certainly don't.
I could sell crap though, maybe.
You would live stream sell your crap?
I don't know. I have crap.
I can't see you doing that. Can't see you being an auctioneer like that.
Yeah, not really my thing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, I guess we'll wrap it up here in a minute. But wait a minute. Brandon's got another one here. Yes, it's no. We already seen that one, didn't we?
I'm
not good at this. Similar to live auctions on YouTube or Facebook Lives, but it's just a designated app platform. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Your Descenders are like one's white and one's black, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, all of mine are white.
I wish mine were all white because my black one, I'm sure I'll bitch about that in the video a little bit. It on the cover toward the top, the top half, there's some like white lettering and stuff. And I think they kind of oversprayed. I don't know if that's the right term, but there's white dots that are stuck to the black and you can scratch them off. But then you put a sort of a scratch in the, you know what I mean? Of course I had to scratch them off because it was driving me nuts. All those little white dots sprinkled everywhere. And it's not on purpose. It's just, it's some kind of printing mistake. Very irritating.
Should have been a cool kid and gotten them a long time ago.
Yeah, and then I could have had the white. Because the white, it's not going to show white droplets of ink, so.
Yeah, I have the DCBS variants.
Yep. Brandon says organic price book sells a lot on there. It's a good place to find some great deals, but also can be easy to go overboard, I imagine. Well, I think I'm going to let you go, Kristan, because I know you got more stuff to do, and I think we covered everything that we want to cover.
Yeah.
At this time. I can't give away everything. It would just be a big spoiler show, wouldn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Yep. I thank Brandon and everybody else came to the chat. And we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.
Bye.